I mean, this is a really powerful question. Am I my soul client? So, so often, and just as I mentioned, when I started my spiritual coaching business 16 years ago with a brand new baby, I was my soul client. I understood what it was like to be in corporate America. I understood what it was like to be miserable. I understood what it was like to not jump out of bed in the morning and be excited about your day and kind of feel like you're going through the motions. I got that. And so I really understood the issues. I understood the tangible problems. I understood the potential implications. I understood the feelings. I really got that. And so I really was my soul client. And I find that very often that, who you end up being a vibrational match to for your product, your program, your services, really you can really relate to all of that because that's where the passion comes from. So if you're someone who, and when we talk about this a lot in our membership information before you join the membership, talking about the idea of being a mentor instead of a coach. We do train people to be coaches, but not everyone is wanting to work with people as a coach. You can really be a mentor to people. Say, for example, you went through a difficult divorce and you want to support people to be able to learn what you know now that you wish you would have known then. And so you can really begin to start working with people more in a mentoring kind of way. So it doesn't mean you necessarily have to become a coach. So it's the same kind of idea. What are the things that you really, the skill sets you have or things that you could help people do? One person in our membership is a train enthusiast for model trains, and he does painting of those trains. And so I guess that's something that's, there's a lot of skill set in that. There's a system to that. There's a whole process. And so, he's begun to start mentoring people on how to do that, how to, buy the different materials and how to save money in doing that and how to create the best looking product from that. So, it really opens up the perspective about what can you do from a mentoring perspective. So you really want to, when you're thinking about and feeling that niche, connecting in with your inner guidance and really getting a sense of, okay, what's really coming to me that feels like a match. And the other thing that's important is oftentimes with the niche is that you just need to start someplace. It's just like when I started working with miserable corporate executives, that really isn't the group that I work with anymore. But the system that I evolved, that I work with people on, is very similar. It's evolved over time. But the problems and the challenges that those people have and how the system fits into it, is what's changed. So, after working with miserable corporate executives, I also worked with people that were in sales roles because that had been a role of mine, and some of the challenges and issues that they had because I had been in that capacity before and I understood that. So, I want you to really just start someplace, and that's the most important thing here, is to start someplace. That doesn't mean that you aren't going to evolve into maybe another niche or, it will evolve, but the most important thing is just get started.